Hey guys, Lexus Driver here. Welcome to a new video. Now, on this video, this is some more fun with Google Gemini AI generated images. This one, I decided to go with a boarding school feel. Now, I got this idea from an anime that I love very much. I already finished it, but I really love that anime so much. This one is in a boarding school. Um, I actually have I actually have like up to I actually have like six tabs here. These images are temporary, so I'm gonna be deleting these and then try to make a new one because I have to when I did make these AI generated images, um, like uh, I wanted to get the socks right because from what I read in the Beastars wiki when I read the Cheriton Academy wiki page, I didn't get much of a good look on what the school uniforms look like. So I'm thinking of making new prompts, fixing the prompts to make it really good. But for now, these are the best I can show you guys um, because I'm already out of prompts. Well, I wouldn't say out of prompts. I'm getting close to my image limit on Google Gemini, so this is what I can show you guys for now. Okay, so what I have here, what I have here. This is these are northwestern gray wolves. These are northwestern gray wolves. The next one I have here, uh, lion, southern African lion, Arctic wolves, um, snow leopard, uh, red red wolf, and finally the mountain lion. Now, these are supposed to be teenagers. So this one here, the lion right here looks more like a young adult. So I'm gonna try and fix that once my prompts have been once my image limit has been reset. That right there I can fix that. But anyways, as you can see right here, I actually made the boarding school to be in given the backgrounds right here. This one here, I might have to fix that. This one here too, and this one here too. Uh, this boarding school that I came up with on Google Gemini, this boarding school is in Washington D.C. Now, you're wondering why I pick Washington D.C. Than the other cities. Like I could have chosen other cities like New York City, Boston, Jacksonville, Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, heck, maybe even Providence. The reason I picked Washington D.C. it's because since it's the capital city of the United States, I always like to imagine since there's a lot of day schools in the United States, I always thought of which of these best cities would have a boarding school. I went with Washington D.C. as a test run because in a lot of medias like movies and TV series, films that take place in the United States. In my case, it was really rare for me to watch films that really took place in DC. A lot of the films that I watched when I was a kid that take place in the United States, they mostly take place in major cities in the United States, like New York City. Jacksonville is a bit rare. Houston, Chicago, Los Angeles, even Miami, and also Boston. I picked Washington D.C. I did it as a test run because not only as a test run, but I always like to picture D.C. having a boarding school because the vast majority of schools in the United States are mostly day schools. So I always like to have a fictional boarding school in Washington D.C. I know Washington D.C. is a federal district and it's also a city, so it's likely this boarding school serves Washington D.C., but physically it wouldn't be located in Washington D.C. Given how small it is. It would likely be located somewhere in the Washington metropolitan area, but still serve but will still be serving students in Washington D.C. So that's why I picked Washington D.C. Um, uh, for the um, for the setting of this fictional boarding school. This one here, I'm thinking of fixing that because I'll have to refer back to what the Cheriton Academy uniforms look like in Beastars. But this one right here, I only went with the fall and winter attires. I have a good idea on how to make a good summer attire. Just I would say the male would be simple, the female still simple, but some twists. But this is for now what the boarding school uniforms look like for the fall and winter. So this is for the gray wolf. This is for the northwestern gray wolf. This one here, this is for the lion. And like I said, I'm gonna be fixing this again because uh, teenage male lions, they don't have a fully developed mane yet, so they look more like they have a mohawk style male mane because they're still teenagers. They're still their manes are still developing. So a teenage southern lion, a teenage southern African lion wouldn't have a fully developed mane yet until they reach adulthood. So this is the one thing I'll be fixing. So this one right here, once my image limit has been reset, then I can try again. Yeah. This one here, uh, this one is the Arctic wolves. These are the Arctic wolves. Um, uh, the same thing with the socks. I'm thinking about trying to fix that, but overall, it's really good. Also, I wanted to go with a 5 button. I wanted to go with a 5 button vest, just to make it look nice. Because traditionally it's you would have 6 buttons, but the bottom button would be left unbuttoned. Therefore, it's 5 buttons. So and obviously, yes, you can see from the background, this is a boarding school in DC. Now this one here, this one I have to fix this one. Same with the buttons and the socks. The background doesn't. The background looks like it's not Washington D.C. I'm. I would say that's a skyline of New York City. So this one I'm gonna be fixing this. So I'll be deleting this one and then be fixing it. So that way it looks like a boarding school in Washington D.C. This one here is same thing. It's also DC. The This one I might delete this in order to fix the socks. The blazer is okay. I'll keep it as 5. But this one it's all right. Uh, so as I said, it is all right, but I'll be deleting it. And finally, this one right here. This one is the mountain lions. Now, I didn't go with saying the word cougar because uh, I think the reason I didn't go with the word cougar, it's likely Google Gemini might mistake it for something else, and uh, they might say it's not appropriate. So this one here, I just went with simply saying mountain lion because mountain lion, if you say mountain lion, then they'll know what you're talking about. That's basically a cougar. So This one right here, I'd say given the background, it's still DC, but it's still like like the background, DC. There's not much into the skyline, but it still functions like a city. So this is okay. Like I might have to fix this, for the sake of the socks. I'll have to refer back to, like I said, I'll have to refer back to the picture of what the school uniforms look like in Cheriton Academy and Beastars. But overall, like it's I always love having fun, experimenting. Uh, throughout my previous videos of when I made the previous videos of what I made, like those are prisons and juvenile detention centers. So this one I went with a boarding school because when it comes to boarding schools, I know there's like a misconception that most boarding schools they're students who wear uniforms. That is true, but I read that there's also boarding schools that students can wear whatever they want as long as it meets the dress code, similar to day schools. But this one I wanted to go with a traditional feel of boarding schools, with the uniforms and whatnot. So the male uniform, the male uniforms, like for the male students, like as you can see right here, the male students they're all wearing a white dress shirt, a midnight blue necktie, a light gray single-breasted five-button vest, a charcoal gray blazer, charcoal gray pants, and light brown shoes. So this is a lot like this is a lot like Beastars, the what the male uniforms, what the male students wear in Cheriton Academy. Except I decided to give it more of my taste on making my own school uniforms for the male students. Now for the female students, this one was pretty difficult for me to come up with because um, I had to do a bit of research on what the female students are wearing, and it turns out it just simply says the word dress, so I had to delve deep. So I went with a blouse. So I went with a blouse because this is like this kind of outfit can really work on this outfit is very flexible on how you can make it into a winter attire, a fall and winter attire, or a spring and summer attire. So this one I have here, I went with a blouse. I went with a white, since this is a winter attire. This is a fall and winter attire. I went with a white spread collar, a white spread collar. What's this called? A white spread collar, long sleeve blouse, a crimson red scarf um, tied to a French knot, a simple French knot. The male is wearing a four-in-hand knot. The female is wearing a simple French knot, and then charcoal gray knee-length skirt. White socks. I don't know how long the socks are. I'll have to look it up again. But likely knee length, but I'll have to look it up again. And then um, simple black Mary Jane shoes, if I that's how they call it. I'll have to look it up. Mary Jane shoes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the female students, the shoes they're wearing is Mary Jane shoes. So yeah, typical. So this is my take on how I can imagine, like a boarding school uniform for the male and female students, a boarding school uniform for the male and female students in a boarding school in Washington D.C. You know, I could have picked other cities, but I wanted to go for Washington D.C. As a test run. Um, so overall, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making these images. And as I said, I'm gonna be deleting these images. Just I'm gonna be deleting these images so I can get a good result on the on the boarding school uniforms. Now, also, not only this is like a Beastars, uh, a bit like Harry Potter, but this one is my sled on a fictional boarding school, and the school uniforms, etc., etc. But uh, had a lot of fun, a great change of pace, and a great change of scenery. Because my previous videos on when I showed you guys a lot of the AI generated images, uh, these were prisons and juvenile hall, or juvenile detention center. So prisons and juvenile detention centers, those are what I did. Um, Still a lot of fun, but I just wanted a change of scenery. But anyway, guys, that's all I have this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and be sure you hit that notification bell so you can stay updated on new content I have on my YouTube channel. But anyway, guys, that's all I have this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye, and have a good day, everybody.